Good, good, good. All right. Let's take a look here. So obviously, I still remember the Angle Max discussion. Was it Esperanza?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think I tore you a new one, man. Like I remember being like, man, I was tough on this guy. So I hope
Yeah.
that was or no, was it Ike? Yeah, it was. No, it was Runasapi, not Ike. Yeah, what am I saying? It was
Yeah, it was
Runasapi,
three
and it.
maps, just kind of rapid fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so obviously I'll have this recorded. I'll have this sent to you, and obviously because it's an invoice session, we can go a little bit more in depth. Now, one thing that we need to touch on briefly is training time, training practice, all that kind of stuff. I know you not being there means we didn't have really time to. Do you have any questions about how to train, how to effectively train, and so on?
I don't think so, but
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Goals, hit and maintain Grandmaster. How's that going for you? Where are you at right now?
Well, actually, I spent most of this season bouncing between GM5 and 4, and I hit GM3 a couple times. But
Nice.
yesterday, I wasn't planning on playing because I have midterms next week, and I was gonna study for that. But the
Sure.
update yesterday erased the codes I was gonna review.
Yep.
So, so I was like, I'll just play a couple games, whatever, it'll be fine. And it ended up turning into like a loss streak. I dropped from GM4 to Masters 4.
Okay. Okay, now hang
Yeah,
on a second. See, this is why we got to talk about this stuff because that, if I'm doing my math right, that's several games.
yeah,
Um, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna give you the Grandmaster title and the title because I think you've deserved it. But obviously, this is kind of why we do these sessions, right? So like,
yeah.
you know how to practice. Is that something that has happened to you before?
Yeah, but usually I get back up in like a couple days. Like I got back up to Masters 2 already, but
Right, right. But
yeah,
that's so much wasted time, you know, and not wasted time in terms of like any time spent in a lower rank is wasted time. It's wasted time as in the games that you spent probably 80% of the time going from GM4 to Masters 4 with those high quality practice games, high
no,
intention.
I was just tilted, rage
Yeah,
queuing.
right, right, exactly, right. Like we've all been there, but I would encourage you to address that as much as you possibly can in terms of not as in like you just need to flip a switch, but you need to look at how you practice, period, even when
Yeah,
you're not tilted, right? Because are you the type of person to just queue regardless, even if you're not tilted?
yeah, pretty much, I think.
Right. So then that means that when you're tilted, it becomes really bad. And to be honest with you, that's probably not the best way to queue, even when you're not tilted, in terms of efficacy, right? Like,
Yeah,
what should you be doing differently? Well, I mean, I would recommend taking breaks between queues. I mean, I know it's tank queue, but still get up from your computer. Are you PC or console?
no PC.
PC. Get up from your PC for 2 minutes, while you're in queue. Stretch your legs. Maybe you miss map voting. Who the frick cares? You're playing Reinhardt, right?
Yeah,
You'll be fine, right? So like, you're gonna play it on Jib. Yeah, we got you. You'll be all right. Stretch your legs. You know, have a set amount of time that you're going to be playing for, and as you start to approach that mental fatigue, even if you're winning games, don't like. Remember that if you're on a win streak, nothing that you're not increasing your chances of winning the game the longer that you queue. Like
yeah.
this
Usually, I
that
mean, usually when I'm on a win streak, I'll just play until I lose one game and then I'm done. Cause like I don't want to
right.
ruin the streak.
Yeah, but sure. But see, even that's superstitious, right? What does that really mean? How about you queue until you feel like your level of effort isn't quality anymore? You know. And I know that's a lot of self-awareness that maybe you're not consistently doing, but that's kind of like why we're here. We need to
Yeah,
train that. That needs to be the deliberate part of your practice because we're not aiming for like you're aiming for Grandmaster, like for crying out loud. Like even in this season, like that's a ridiculous accomplishment. So you got to be better. You got to be better. And so I'll be happy to look at like strategic side of things, but if you're going on tilt queues from GM4 to Masters 4, that's like 25 wasted games. You know,
yeah.
that's a lot of wasted practice time, and that's just so incredibly inefficient, even if you are bouncing back consistently every time. Just wasted time, you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, last season I had a loss streak from Masters 2 to Diamond 5.
I mean,
And
that's
then the next day I
ridiculous.
logged on. I won like 15 in a row the next day and got
Of
back
course
up,
you
but
did,
still,
right? Because you
that's,
don't belong
yeah,
there, right? Like, you don't belong there. Like, that, there's a massive gap between what you're playing when you're playing at your best and what you're playing at your worst. And the reality is that, like, I've never met anybody who was consistent at playing in terms of, like, amount of how good they were, right? Like, the best, most consistent players that I worked with were still relatively inconsistent, even pros, right? But that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even on your worst day, you should never be playing like a Diamond 5 player. Never, without exception, right? So that to me says that your level of variance is way worse than the average person. And so the way that you practice is way worse than the average person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that needs to change, right? You need to change your habits, right? So you are a reflection of your habits, right? Because that dictates your behavior. If I practice, let's put it this way, if the average person that I coach or even myself played like you did, we might have a similar streak, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with you. There's just something inherently wrong with how you train. And that needs to change, even on your good days.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and I'm not asking much. I'm literally asking get up from your PC between every game, even on good days. I'm asking for you to try to practice being a little bit more self-aware of when you feel like your level of effort's going. Like if you find yourself slipping or autopiloting a couple hours in, just call it. I'm even asking you to be a little bit more attentive to your sleep quality, right? Because that's going to directly correlate with the battery that you have leading into a session. You get what I'm saying? So if you're more tired, you're more likely to have a shorter period of time of effort before the session ends. I'm looking at your sleep. It's not exactly rocket science here. 6 hours of sleep while studying, while playing Grandmaster Overwatch. That's really freaking hard to do. Now that may be, well, that's why I'm getting 6 hours of sleep, right? Okay, but then you might need to evaluate, your life breakdown. I understand it's hard, but be responsible. That's my advice, and work at training the skill, not just because it's important for Grandmaster, but because this is a life skill you got to start with, right? You got to start now. So take care of yourself, be responsible, train responsibly, don't tilt queue, and don't just say don't tilt queue. Develop training habits that help that behavior to happen less often. You're still going to tilt queue, let's be honest here, right? But can we put you in a situation where that happens less often or the variance is a little bit less extreme? Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions in that regard? So again, do you have any questions about training?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inconsistent skill with opportunistic aggression as of the 30-minute review, and struggling to adjust my playstyle against more difficult compositions or adjusting a playstyle to aid my own team's composition against any teammate playing high mobility characters struggle to reach and be the hardest, I think. Yeah, games where Ryan is like chasing people over the maps, definitely the hardest situations for sure. We can talk about those. I know you said that you had a code wipe, but it sounds like you have a ridiculous amount of games yesterday. So surely there's one in there that we can take a look at here.
Yeah, I had some really weird games yesterday too. Like I had a soldier who solo visored and ulting Orisa twice. So
that's really strange. Oh, I know why. He has the minor perk. You know what the minor perk is,
what
right?
What are his perks? Oh no.
He gets Helix on like a 1.5 or 2 second cooldown. So if you think about Armored Orisa Fortify, you're still doing like 60 damage a pop. So if the Orisa doesn't have the ult perk, you could actually kill her out of it more consistent. Like it triples or quadruples his damage versus Fortified Orisa.
Yeah.
See that it's all part of the strategy. I don't know if it's a good strategy, but there's strategy there, I guess.
Yeah, I was so confused seeing that. Like, what is happening in these games? But yeah, I do have one code that I think is kind of the mobility issue.
Yeah, strip.
And chasing people.
Yeah.
So I'll paste that in the chat right now.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird dichotomy because if you're playing, me hollering at you with the, I don't remember if it was like Orissa's, and I don't remember what you were playing versus, but like using your ability to take small off angles versus some of the other characters is kind of your strength. But then you look at like the hard dive matchups and what's your strength? Well, you could reposition. That's really good, right? Like, but you're kind of back to like anchor, like I am more survivable than you. So then where can I put myself to where I'm going to get the most value that I possibly can? And we're going to have to kind of take a look at that. Any questions about Ryan before we get rolling here?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, this is going to be challenging. Yeah, looking at this, like Ball, Sombra, Wuyong, Kiri, really hard to connect anywhere.
Their tank ended up playing Orisa for most of the game, so the ball wasn't an issue, but the other DPS were kind of all over the place. It was destroying my team.
Sure. Okay, let's take a look. So there's a weird dynamic with Ryan where if your team is controlling space versus these dive characters, like in other words, taking off angles and so on, then you can anchor cart and be the guy that's able to force pressure basically by yourself onto objective while your team fights for space elsewhere. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do on Gibraltar and Numbani
Yeah.
a lot of times. I just
But-
sit on cart and try to do that.
But if your team is on cart, you cannot be on cart. That's the rule. Because then you need to be the one that's taking the space so that allows them to push point for free. Does that make sense? The rule is like you want to be on an angle, a lane. It's actually the exact same thing as Tracer. Tracer's the same problem with escort. Like you can be really good at pushing cart until your team's on cart, then you cannot absolutely be on cart. So let's see. Yeah, don't chase. You need to deepen. You need to deepen. So like if you're here and you've already cleared this lane with ball, I mean, I just got done coaching Tracer and we had this exact same conversation. It's like, if this lane is free, you need to get to here. What do you do by being here?
I do pin there in a couple seconds, so it's not.
Yeah, but conceptually, what do you do here? Like, what's the point of being here, right? Like, what's the point?
Control that space.
What does that mean?
And prevent like offing or someone from taking that to shoot
Right.
at my team.
Just prevent Wu Yang, right? Or anybody else conceptually from being in a position to shoot your team. And then crucially, you got to think about it selfishly too. Like, what if you were to punish Wu Yang for not having cooldowns? Can you punish Wu Yang or Soldier or Kiri or anybody else for not having cooldowns here? No. Can you do it here? Yes. That's the point. You see what I'm saying? So it's good. You are thinking, I might not be able to kill you right now, but I'm going to try to prevent you from getting value. And if I see you make a mistake, you die. You're too busy. You're obsessed with this ball. You have to trust your team to deal with this ball. And he is not your responsibility as long as he's far away from you. You understand what I'm saying? So now he's your responsibility. But it's you kind of waited for it to happen, you know? If you swing and then you move on. If he stays, you stay. Otherwise, because this is the prop. This is your fault. This is no way that this should have happened. There's zero chance that this should have happened if you're here first. Or even here first. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take space. Take space. Fill the gap. Keep rotating until you're contested, then hold that space. Yeah? Sure? Big value. Kiriko Wu Yang's offensive pressure just got reduced by 38.7%, right? like they just have worse sightlines now. So even though they're down one, like they are in a worse position to do stuff, and your Life Weaver's in a better position to do stuff, which means then this ball Sombra really are on an island, right? They're not really in a position to get any help whatsoever. Now, I don't like you dropping, and let me explain why. I think you're dropping to push objective or to control robot, correct?
I was thinking of pushing the Wu Yang down there, but then I just went back up as soon as I dropped because I realized that was a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the Wu Yang, it's also because you're down one here, so you really can't do anything super aggressive right now. Well, you either need to commit to something aggressive full out, or you need to kind of patiently control space and see if they overextend, which means you just need to hold space and wait and see what happens. Maybe throw some fire strikes. But yeah, don't drop. Don't give it the space. Because that immediately is going to kill. Good job. Okay. Good. This is what we talked about. You take space, you create opportunity. You see what I'm saying? You create opportunity to punish people, whether it's the Soldier, Kiriko, Wu Yang, whatever else. The problem is that you didn't do it soon enough so that this could have been an opportunity where this could have happened 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds earlier. Make sense?
Yeah.
Good rotation.
I think in general, I have an issue of being like a more reactive player, I think. Like I need to take more initiative sometimes.
Take more initiative in taking space. Don't force kills. That's kind of it's the same thing we talked about in the previous review. Maybe different in spirit, but different in execution, sorry, but same in spirit. It's like take this space and then let the fact that you're here sooner or the fact that you're here sooner create opportunities for you. Because when you're here, you shove people into bad positions and then bad things happen. And that means kills. But it's not going to happen right away. It's like saying, well, I'm not rich, so I'm not going to invest my money. It's like, well, if you have the opportunity to invest money, maybe one day you will be rich. You know what I'm saying? So like you're in a situation here where it's like you have to invest in good decisions so good positions that will allow for actual kills. And to be fair to you, you just did it too slowly. Like you started contributing to your Roth IRA when you were 46. You know what I'm saying? It's still good to do that. It's just do it when you're 36, not 46.
Yeah, actually, one of the main things I wanted to talk about today was also my engagements, like my positioning before engagements, and also my timing with them. Because
Yep.
I think that ties into the shield issue I was having in the last VOD. I've been
Mm-hmm.
like burning my shield. I think that comes from like being indecisive with my positioning
Yeah,
before
yeah, yeah,
engaging, and
yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
kind of like using it as a
That
crutch.
hovering. Yeah, you're hovering, right? You're not really committing. To be fair to you, like you again, that's exactly what we just talked about, right? It's like not committing to this position. Once you were here, and then once you were here, we were perfect. So, and this is kind of what I was talking about at like point. I look at this here, and I'm like, I really don't like how your supports are positioned right now. So I need you to be doing what you're doing right now. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to be
Yeah.
controlling this corner here. You need to be in here. You need to be here. You need to be here. You just need to choose a lane and commit to controlling this space here. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of really your call. And then I need you to perform mechanically well on that. Don't take unnecessary damage. Hit people with your fire strikes. Because optimally here, if I was coaching this like a team, I'd say I need my Weaver pushed up with Sombra controlling lane here. I need Lucio in this space here, and maybe even pocketing the Echo controlling lane, right? And I need my Ryan just AFKing on cart. But that's not what's happening, so you need to make the most of that situation. You are now the carry. So you falling back here is really, really bad, because now what's going to happen?
They're gonna take that corner and take that space.
They're going to take that corner,
window up
right?
there.
Ball doesn't get punished on this engage as much as he should have been. Now, could you really have stopped him entirely? No. But we could have body blocked. We could have swung. And then crucially, if you're here and you see this and you're like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore, now what do you do?
I think try and dive someone who's kind of isolated.
Yeah, you just deepen. You walk. Now you go, well, I didn't know that she was here or he was here. You don't need to know. You just need to protect.
And part of why I backed up there was because I figured Ball might try and go around the back, and I saw like the soldier and someone else kind of on the high ground behind me.
But see, that's the problem. Your entire second guessing yourself is opportunity cost. Remember when you said second guessing yourself was costing you shield HP? This is the same principle, but it's costing you uptime. You have to, the way Overwatch works is controlling lanes and controlling space. And so if your soldier problem is here, that's just not something that you can deal with. It could have been something that you could have dealt with, as we said in our setup phase, but you didn't make that decision, and I think it was the right call. So now that you're here, you need to go, okay, I have invested my money in this stock here. What can I do with that money? Don't second guess and sell when the price is low. You know what I'm saying? You're panicking here. You're stock market crashing yourself here, right? Commit to the lane that you've made and see what happens. Because think about it this way. What if nobody's here? What if they were all over here? Okay, what would you do? You walk forward to here, there's nobody here, now what?
Probably pin from behind
right,
there to try
right,
and
pin.
surprise.
And you think about the value of that pin now, as opposed to the second guessing yourself and pinning across this way. Which one gets more value? It's not even close, right? You have the pincer. Yeah. You're behind them. It's terrifying. It's fight winning, right? And then at this, it's not even a discussion, because now you just walk in here and clear the space. Now, you're going to kill here? No, maybe, I don't know. But this is kind of what I said. You need to invest, right? Invest in what you did with the setup. You set up here, which means that you can walk to here easily. You see what I'm saying? Now you're thinking, oh, I need to deal with this ball, but you're not. The problem's not the ball. The problem is the ball. The problem is the soldier angle. The problem is the on and the high ground. The problem is the Wuyong angle. The problem is the Sombra angle. And look at my team space control. Like, your Echo is pushing soldier out, or did push, so that's huge, right? But you are doing nothing right now. Like, absolutely nothing right now in terms of space control. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to invest. Don't try to put out fires. Put yourself in the right position and deal with what's convenient. It's the same freaking principle with every character in Overwatch. Every character in Overwatch, I had this conversation.
I just kind of waste a bunch of time trying to swing on them from below. I should have just gone into the room, like up the stairs. But
yeah. So this is exactly of like, you should do stuff here because you're right next to it. But obviously you kind of nailed it. Like, I can't really do that much. So I might as well just take the time to rotate here because I'm not really doing anything anyway. And so right now, you're just kind of swatting whatever's close, which is fine. But the reason it feels so awkward is because you had time to actually use the space that you had and you didn't do it. And so now everything feels like you're just chasing. So I have nothing to say here. It's just you're fricked. So by the way, I am actively campaigning for the perk reversion. I'm working really hard on it. It's just trash. Like, it's horrific. Yeah. Not your problem. What's your problem right now? Well, ironically, payload. Right? Because who's in a position to force cart right now? Nobody, you know? Do something. Do whatever's convenient to you right now. So here, I would unironically prefer you to get payload, although that was fine, because at least you did something decisively.
I messed up the pin. I thought she was
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, this fight's lost either way, so. Cap. Just making sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you chose the right perk, by the way, for the situation. I think the other minor perk's better in narrow situations where you're just kind of like tank smashing, you know? I think hitting shatters and pins and getting more fire strikes is super valuable. But like right now, fire strikes are just not valuable, right? So even just a little bit of measly shield that you'll get is probably nice. Okay, where's your space? Where's your lane? Where's your angle? What do you want to do? Do you want to commit here? Do you want to commit here? Do you want to commit to this corner here? You tell me.
I think I try to go to the corner on the right and try to stop cart here. But ball just comes in and drops his mines and kind of disrupts
like here?
everything.
Like here?
Yeah.
It's fine. So then now it just comes down to a question of, are you going to be able to do it efficiently, right? So like already like right now, don't take damage and walk. So if you look at this situation here, you need to start taking more space aggressively. Because as long as we're not on the corner, or as long as we're not in the corner, or not in the corner, like you could be strategic about how you take space. Who's your problem right now? Who's on your lane right now?
Ball.
Ball? Who else? Because you can't do anything to ball anymore. Who's your priority?
I guess stopping cart.
Cart? You ready for this one? This is your priority. You see it?
Yeah.
Now you're like, well, I don't know what I could do about that. I do. You hold your shield, and then you walk. You understand?
Yeah.
This is your lane. This is your priority. Now, ball was there for a moment, but you're like, oh, ball can... You need to walk. You cannot let this happen here. Now, they committed an ultimate for it. It's annoying. It's not. This is not going to feel good no matter what you do, but this is your lane. So you either push the soldier, or you hide and you focus the ball. Yes. 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 Reinhardt, punching bag. But you know what? You're using your most valuable resource, which is your shield. That's what makes you unique. Good job. You see it? You see it? You just absorbed all this attention and all this pressure. You didn't go back to swat flies. You just dealt with what was on your screen. Good. Get him. 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 It's your job. Good job. Hold shield. 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 Good. Opportunity. Good. Sure. Good. Create opportunities for kills now. You kind of got juked a little bit, but remember what we said about positions create opportunity? Look what happens. Oh, no. Oh, wait.
Moira just fades into me.
Right. Because why? Because she's running from this, and she runs into you. You see what I'm saying? Good job. It's annoying that you lost your Weaver there, but yeah. Okay. Before we wrap this up and talking about the Arista side of things, right? Does this all make sense to you?
Yeah.
Control. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you what corner to hold because you're at a point in time where you should probably know what are good corners. You want short range space. You want an actual corner with cover, high grounds, and whatever, right? The key thing for you is actually committing to taking the space and providing value with wherever you are, right?
Yeah, not being all over the place.
Correct. Don't chase butterflies. Yeah. And that's probably why you're struggling versus dive, because you're not meant to chase butterflies. You're meant to clearing lanes, forcing deflects, forcing blinks, baiting bubbles, and then just absorbing that attention. And then crucially, not absorbing the dive, but preventing the dive from staging comfortably. You get what I'm saying? And then when things go south, don't try to put the fire out. Just do what you can with where you can,
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's two ways that you can look at this. The first way is that this is a mistake because you're trying to put out fires again. You see it?
Yeah.
The second way of looking at it, though, is thinking that this fight hasn't started. I have time to invest in the lane that I want, and I've decided I'm going to control this lane instead. And that's not a mistake. However, if you pin across here, you have sown your seeds. You have invested your money. Do not pull it out. You have to keep it invested. So if you clear him out, this is now your space. Okay? You're done. You're cooked. This is where we're fighting. You understand? You cannot change. So I don't hate this, but you got to commit. And you can even choose the lane that you're holding depending on comp, depending on the map, depending on your ult situation. And see, this is good. What should you go from now?
I go for the flank pin here.
Correct. That is correct. Now, do you commit to the kill? I don't know. But if this is a plat Reinhardt and they went back to cart, I would lose my mind. Why? Because where is your lane? This is your lane. Worst case scenario, you hold here. You understand?
Yeah.
Look at where they started. Look at where they are now. And this is the dream. Even if you don't even hit the Sombra, where are the threats from the enemy team coming from your team? Kind of all on our screen here. There's no pincers here. There's no pincers here. Now, if you had stayed here, you would have done the similar thing. You would have shoved it all onto this side. Correct? Okay. Yeah. Good job.
I thought it might have been more difficult with the Orisa being there, kind of.
But that's okay. But that's okay because then with the Orisa holding you back, you can either shield bot the Orisa and beat the Orisa, or you could pin across to here and hold shield and say, "Come on, I guarantee you guys, I dare you guys to come after me. I'm going to shatter you." You see what I'm saying? You again pull attention off to the side, but you deal with it from your lane. I'm not going to talk about the pin cancel again.
Yeah, I just canceled because I figured, I didn't have enough pin distance left to actually hit anything. I was going to be in the middle of their team and get destroyed probably.
That's fair. You are a menace right now. You see this? This is monstrous. Who's going to suffer for this? I hope Orisa, but don't get distracted with this crap. Who's your problem? This is your problem. Get her out, then go from there. You ready for agony? Check this out. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
This was your space. Get her out first, then go. I know you're thinking shatter, 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 but this is your investment, This is your space. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is not like, let me be very clear. This isn't like, you're feeding your brains out. This is obviously a lot more complicated of an application of the principle, but you understand what I'm talking about, right? This is your space. When the trade's here, then go fishing for strays. You don't need to fish for the shatter here. There's value literally right here.
Yeah, I figured after I canceled the pin, I thought she was just gonna translocate over there. I didn't even notice she was behind me. So.
Yeah. You thought, right? Yeah. I had it. I see this with tracers all the time. They'll take angles and then they'll die because I didn't know he was there. Well, that's your first step. When you take an angle, where's my value? Go back to that first fight when you're with the Ana Wuyong here, or that second fight. I didn't know that they were there, or when you get here, you got to know who's here. You got to fight them, right? That's what Overwatch is, and the knowledge is half the battle. So I don't hate the shatter. I mean, it's a good shatter if we had simply lived off of the Sombra. And the reason why we don't is because, the team is losing space. Because you know why your team is losing space? See, this isn't just about Mercy dying. You see what I'm saying? What's it about? It's about what can I do from this angle, right? Exactly. You've gone from clearing this angle to giving it up for free. And so then now this is a huge problem for your Lucio, a huge problem for your Echo, because the reason why is because you gave her the angle. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was not your responsibility to control the angle over here. If your team dies the Sombra over here, not your responsibility. But you did invest here, bail, and chase butterflies over here. That's your problem. So like when you're playing versus dive, it might be Genji, it might be a Tracer, it might be Winston, it might be Ball, it might be Moira, it might be Ana, it might be Lucio. I don't know who you're going to be zoning, but will be decided upon where you are positioned. What the heck? What's going on? I mean, okay, let's be honest. You have a Mercy one trick playing into this on New Queen Street, so you're kind of fricked, let's be honest, but still. Good disengage. It's good. I mean, even here, right? It looks a little bit like you're thinking about this with your pin. Am I correct? Or this here?
No, I was focused on the Wu Yang there.
Yeah, but like really, who's your responsibility right now still, if I have to be honest, right? It's like
Sombra.
At least, I don't know if you could chase and punish her, but like, force Translocate her. Sniff around first. Get her out, and then maybe go for something else, Because this is a gamble, and it's a gamble in the open. And you notice that by forcing the Wu Yang out, you're just giving the Sombra like, oh no. That's your responsibility. It's your lane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that, okay, I guess we were able to hold this here. Okay. Yes. Yes, get her. Get her, get her, get her, get her, get her, get her, get her. But frankly, I mean, I don't think there's anybody stopping you from deepening here, you know? You need to be careful, but keep going. Keep shoving them in. Pull the Cassis attention. Pull the Moira's attention, you know? And at least here, you do force her out before you go, but yeah. Yeah, yeah, good. No, good job not chasing. Just deal with what's here. You could just shield bot this for right now. It's okay. Nice job. Interesting choice. Huge nade. Good job. I mean, it's not optimal, but yeah, that's right. That's exactly what she deserves. I respect that. Okay. Right lane choice. Now, it feels like you choose right lane because the Sombra's there, but this is obviously good for you. This is a good space for you. Nice and congested. Good. 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 Asserting dominance. Well done. Now, where do you go from here? Very important.
I could take the tunnel up
Probably
top.
should take tunnel top, right? Probably should take tunnel top. Now, if nobody was on cart, and then you should be going here, but I don't like what we're doing right now. This is your lane. We need to be controlling here, making sure that we can rotate top, getting up to here. You understand what I'm saying? You do not need to be giving up this space here. So you're chasing butterflies. You see it? So who's really a problem for you right now? The Orisa flank, right? Like literally the Orisa flank, right? And here we are. Look at what we're doing. Where should we be? We should be here, or we should be here, or we should be here, or if you had been quicker, maybe we could have been here, or maybe we could have been here, right? Let's go. Take some space. Make sense? Nice. Good. Thank you. Just don't bag for too long. Your team dies. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Good. Remember, if you're gonna lose, win. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly what you're doing right here. Make them hurt. This is good. This is good disengage from you. Just live. Wait, no way. Good disengage. Where'd he go?
Here, I think I go to the right and try and press her.
You should, right? You're already on right, so invest more resources into right. If you crossed across to here, I'd lose my mind. Let's see what you do. I mean, okay, let me clarify. This is an investment time because as the fight properly started right now. Not really, so it's okay. I look at this from a matchup perspective, and I want you to leverage your mobility versus this character, right? Versus the Orisa. Because you can move around and clear these guys out, she can't. But at least we're committing. So if we're going to commit to this lane, succeed in this lane. But that's kind of why I want you up here first, right? You know, just get yourself in a better position. Okay. Oh, that's cheeky.
I was trying to go for the Moira, but she faded, so I hit the Orisa. And
Yeah.
Fortify.
I mean, I think she's swapping Orisa. I don't know if she plays Orisa. Is kind of what I'm saying. You know, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was hiding here to see if I could get a flank pin when Orisa dropped, but the Moira saw me.
Well, it's fine. This is your lane, right? So you need to commit to whatever you're doing here. Don't hesitate here. This is good. We can do. This is also good. Is this silly? Yes. Is this strategically sound? Actually, yes. Now, if you had been like, oh, I'm gonna pin over here and run, no, commit. Right? Good positioning, committing to your lane creates opportunities. You see it? If he had seen you and responded, would you holding shield here still have had value? Yes. Yes, I would have. So that is not an RNG pressure. That is an RNG kill, but it is not an RNG pressure. Commit. Good. Commit. Yes. Orisa kills Kiriko, not your problem. But you get a trade. We love that. Hold shield. Yes. This is Ryan versus Dive. Good job. unironically, very, 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 very nice fight from you. Start to finish. Good job. Your team trolled it, but you did a good job. And I think you felt it too, right? Felt good. Where's your lane? Same question, right? Same answer. Take the angle. Take the lane. Let's go. Wait, she chose the shield perk?
I guess she thinks she can try and block Shatter or something.
I guess. What a fan. Now, I'm going to highlight here that we need to deal with what's on our screen, but at least we have some teammates on angles. Yeah, this is not an Orisa player.
I don't know how Lucio dies there, but...
Unreal. This is why you don't tilt Q, you know? You get people like this. Okay. My main feedback for this here has been... Remember when we were talking about, you know, take the lane, commit to the lane. Take the lane, commit to the lane, right?
Yeah.
Have you done that in the last few fights? Yes, you have. Question has been more of why the frick are you taking point of all the space to take versus an Orisa that's choosing the shield perk? Why? Right? That's the problem. Does that make sense? So this is going back to that 30-minute review of like of all the space to take. Why would you take this space on cart? You know, why would you do that when you already have two teammates on cart and you have an Orisa with shield perk and you have Shatter? For crying out loud, right? The fight that felt really good was the one that you committed to lane, yes, but you also committed to being a little bit more silly with it because that was what was given to you. You see what I'm saying? So, of all the lanes to choose, I mean, make the Orisa move. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're committing to getting value on main or wherever you are. The problem is where you are, not what you're doing.
Yeah, sometimes when people rage swap to Orisa, you can kind of bait them, I guess, because they're focused on countering you.
But you bait them by making them move after you.
Yeah.
And then kill them anyway. Like, for example, like you shattered Orisa that should have fortified, right? You could still do that. You know, if you're over here, if you pin around the angle, you go here, and she turns around and bails after you, you shatter and you kill her, you know? But make her move. Make her lose the presence on main that's disrupting your team. Use your strength. Like, what you're doing right now is good, but you're second-guessing yourself. What should you do from here? Good. Now what?
Just commit to hold it.
Just commit. Get her
maybe
out.
Take top and see if I can
Get out. Because you know what this jackass is going to do, right? She's going to chase.
Stuff me in there.
She's going to try to chase. She's going to walk in here, and you're just going to be like, bye, Felicia, and you're just going to keep going. And then you're going to decide, then you might steal card, and then you might go for backline, and then maybe kill the Sombra. I don't know. But we keep falling back to the corner playstyle. Take what's given. Like, I can't tell who's more obsessed. You know? You or her. Because I look at this here, you shatter her, not him, and then you have a Wu Yang literally in front of you here, and you're like, I can kill her. You can't? Are you serious? Yeah, I honestly, like, we've devolved here. We could do some live coaching if you'd like. I don't know if you can stream through your Discord. If not, it's fine. You can't?
I have another game that I wanted to go over.
That's fine.
More
Let's
on
do
the
it.
engagement side of things.
Let's do it.
This one's on Havana.
Oof.
And this was kind of in the middle.
Rough map.
This was kind of in the middle of the lost streak, so I might be kind of extra sloppy with some things, but...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cutting you some grace with some of that stuff because I know the mental state that you were in. Okay. So, step one. Commit to a lane. What lane you choose is your call. You obviously want a corner, but maybe it's deeper, maybe it's shallower, I don't know. But you need to commit to a lane or an angle. Number two, find value from that lane or angle and don't chase butterflies, whether that's deepening, holding, whatever. Like, in these situations here, I mean, reality is you're probably just going to park your butt here for like 30, 45, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to move, right? So, but if you were to choose this lane, we'd have a conversation about Ryan versus Sigma. What's your advantage versus Sigma? You have the mobility to disengage in a lane, right? So you should be playing here.
The right one's the one I choose.
Right, okay, but we'll keep going with that. I mean, to be fair, it is easier to disengage in this lane, but I don't think you should be playing to disengage in Havana. Like, you're not really playing for rotations, at least.
And usually on this map, I try to hold corner until cart approaches that corner.
Correct.
And stand in front of cart and just stall there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just do so in a lane that's inconvenient, more inconvenient for the enemy team. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to choose the lane, and then we're going to see how you behave on that lane. Do not chase targets over here. Don't chase targets over here unless you see opportunities. Just take what's given and just play the stall. Yeah, I just don't like this from you, to be honest. Like, I think, like, this, like, you have the better corner here. I don't hate this because you already have teammates on the left, but if, let's say, your teammates were here, I would absolutely play in this lane here. There's not a difference between Reinhardt and Tracer in terms of this way that you're controlling space. That's obviously an exaggeration, but you understand what I'm saying. You want a lane. You want an angle. That's it. So if you have teammates that are controlling your lane, then you go here. So I actually like you holding here, but only because I see this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they have to choose. That Sigma has to choose. And that's a choice that you want him to have to make. Sure. A little bit of pressure because you're turret cycle, but obviously you don't want to break the corner too much. See, I see this here, and I'm like, maybe I'm crossing here. Yeah. Because you saw your Bastion start to back up. I don't know why he backed up. He should have committed. But yeah. Good. Good. Don't take damage. Stop taking damage. Stop taking damage. Now you can commit here. You either need to commit here, holding shield, or you need to rotate quickly to the other side. The problem here is that you're doing this whole nonsense cart thing. You could be getting value right now, right? Commit. Commit to the lane here, or commit to shielding your Bastion. I probably shield your Bastion because that kind of follows our theory of you're already on this lane, so you might as well find value on this lane and pray that your team can deal with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you need to commit to value here. Because you're thinking, oh, I can stall cart. Like, spoiler alert, you could stall cart from here, right? He's also not going to push cart if you shoot him, right? So just value. Because the problem with being cart all the time is that there isn't permanent cover because you can be shot from both sides. You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you're here, it's omnidirect or one directional, or here it's one direction as well. Does it make sense? Just something to consider.
Yeah. Sometimes I jump so I don't get shot from underneath the cart.
Yeah, that's fine. To give you credit, I question sometimes your lane choice here, but are you fully focused on what's in front of your camera? Yes.
Yeah.
And it's really simple to do it here to give you, to be honest, but you are doing that well. We're not worried about Hanzo or Sojourn because we're not near them, so we just deal with what we can on our screen. Now, should you be there? Maybe. I probably would shatter that, to be honest. 100% shatter that. 100% shatter that next time. I know it's a gamble, and he could outplay you, but you could see his attention here. Get this guy right now. Just something to consider. Now you're really being pincered. I think you might be screwed. Yeah, where should you go from here? Let's revisit the situation here. Where should you go from here?
I disengage to that corner on the right or the green thing.
You could disengage to here. Yeah, absolutely. But that involves crossing. That's a big no-no if you can avoid it, right?
Yeah.
What's the easier disengage? To hold space, but to not lose so much
backwards.
HP. Backwards, right? Go up the top and go up top here and start to play around. Go up top to here, right? Now, I know you're thinking, oh, I can go here. That's fine, too. Anything. Just hold. This is your lane here. So whatever you're going to do, disengage or engage, holding space on this side. Because as soon as you leave here, if you do leave here, you get pincered, and what lane do you open up to the enemy team? Well, what the Sigma's taking, right? That side. Make sense?
Yeah.
Choose your lane, hold the space on that lane. Too much crossing, not a lot of reason for it. So even here, where should you go from here?
Just out and to the left, back to that column.
Just
maybe.
Go right back, right? Go right back to here. And then actually use your shatter for a kill, or a pin for a kill, or shatter into the pin, or something like that, right? Take the angle that you had. You cross space, Feels a little gambly that you're able even to do that. Sojourn's not your problem. Why?
Because they can't really do anything.
It's not your lane.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you just need to hold space here, not die, and then trust that your team will deal with it. Right? They will deal with her. Just don't die. I would have gone as far as to say that you should have just stayed in the corner. I think you would have been okay. But regardless, we can walk forward here. Sure. To be honest, okay, so you're about to hit a fat shatter, I think.
No, he blocks it.
Oh, that was really well played. I guess what I was gonna say is I think you need to be more comfortable with like the tempo shatter, as in like you kill the enemy team's timing of their push with shatter and take what you can get. So like I look at this here, I just shatter this every time, like immediately.
Yeah.
Just shatter and then just hold shield. Maybe throw fire strikes if you get everybody, but you probably won't. But you need to make sure that they don't get the engage timing that they have here. And it's just as much as keeping you alive as it is keeping your team alive. You see what I'm saying? You don't need a follow-up. Just hit the shatter, hold the shield. Literally think of it as like a support ult in these situations, right? It's there to keep you alive. And then crucially, if you are going to go for a shatter here, how should you rotate for the peak?
Maybe to the left.
Go to the left, right? Why were you able to get the shatter from this angle here earlier? Because the signal walked right past you. You had a lane. This lane is given to you, and you go back towards main. Don't do that. Take the lane. Take the lane. And you're fricked. Make sense?
Yeah.
The idea that you had of stalling cover is good. Could have been better with the disengages in terms of holding your lanes. Could have been a little bit less greedy with how you were holding space with shatter. Make sense? Just use it. It's fine. Where's your lane?
I guess the car that's kind of right there.
Yeah.
Around that.
So that's committing to here, don't cross to here, commit to here, commit to here. Now you're like, oh, it feels terrible. I'm walking into 7 areas of spam damage, right? Okay. So then
go around the right and try to pin at the
yes. So this is the same problem as the Orisa. Remember? Where you committing to this lane is really important. If you try to cross here, it's going to feel terrible, right? However, the problem then comes down to you chose the wrong lane. And you chose the wrong lane here. You know the cart situation. You know your mobility versus Sigma, correct? And your ability to hold space and hold attention for a long period of time. So why are you pinning here? This implies that the cart is further back to where you could just rotate up through stairs or go back to this corner. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that anymore. You have to start thinking about last second retakes, which are going to be exclusively from going to here, to here, to here, to here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is a bad rotation. And in fact, there's nothing that you can do right now to make this feel good. Because everything is going to feel bad. You see it? Give you credit, I think you played it incredibly well mechanically. Like, obviously you got a little lucky with the pin, but going from here to here to here to here is really good. But it just feels so much worse because you're not using... Again, it's the previous route. It's the Runasapi, you know? Look at the comp. What's your advantage? It's not just your shield. It's your pin, your ability to set up on angles pre-fight. That's how you're retaking space here. Make sense?
Yeah.
You don't even have speed. You don't have speed. How on earth can you run it down? You know what? Kitsune's speed. That's the strategy. Now you could go for that. You could. I understand you're concerned about cart, but she is on your lane. If you pinned to here, swung and shield, you would be fine. You see what I'm saying? It's just something to consider. I'm not saying that you should do that, but it is on your lane. Make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas if you pinned across to who, it would be a mistake.
The Juno?
Correct. Correct. If you pin across to Juno, it's to be a mistake. Why? Because it's not your lane. And so what happens when you pin across to not your lane?
She can just run away, and I'm kind of isolated from my supports.
Well, you're isolated from your supports here too. Correct?
Yeah.
What's the difference? When you go from left to left, you end with cover.
Yeah.
When you go from left to right, you're getting pincered. You feel it? Think back to the soldier on New Queen Street. When you pin all the way across the map the soldier, you're getting shot in the back, or you're opening up your back. You know what I'm saying? In addition to that, it's a lot harder for them to deal with your pin because it's a lot harder even just to see. Whereas this Juno, everyone can see this one coming. In fact, you go directly at the Sigma. It's not going to... What is going on here, you know? So... Wouldn't have minded you to clear this lane. You know, this has been a real problem for us here, right? I know you're worried about cart, and I understand that, but it's just something to consider, right? If you're Wuyong and Bastion can hard focus on this Sigma and not worry about any of it, because let's be honest, like you deal with both Hanzo and Sojourn here, right? That would be huge. Something to consider. Make sense? And you see why we're losing? We're losing to that angle. We're losing to that lane. Now, it's not all your fault. Like, it's also your DPS's in current. Like, they need to control space as well, and they're trying. They're just losing the duel. But something to consider.
All right, how much time do we have left? Because I want to go over the attack on this point as well.
Let's do it. We'll jump ahead. Give me a second to let the next session know where we're at. Give me a second.
I get booped off the map by D.Va on the last point
fun.
of defense.
Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, lane choice, lane choice, lane choice, lane choice. We love that. Left side. Good, bad, what do you think?
I think it's good.
What else could you do? What are your other options? There's only one other option, right?
Yeah, on the right.
Go from right to right to right to right, right? But this is fine as well. It's okay. Now, if you were playing versus what characters, this would be probably not optimal.
I guess I don't know.
What mobility gimped tanks are you consistently trolling versus if you go in this angle?
I guess an Orisa maybe?
Orisa, Ram.
Stuff me in there.
Yeah, even Sig, right? If Sig's holding this corner, why are you walking into the Sigma? Pull him apart, you know? I know you're like, oh, but my range, I can get in his face. Yeah, kind of, sort of, right? But your biggest strength is your ability to move around, right? So, yeah, but versus this, it's fine. You still might want to think about what's my next rotation from here. So, like, if you're incapable of reaching anything here, remember, we said, I don't know what to do when I can't reach anything. You're feeling that problem right now, right? So start to think about your next rotation first to create kills, okay? When you go here, is that going to get you kills? No. But you know what might? Getting to here and then getting to here. So then how do you get there? You got to invest. Remember the investment. Investment, invest, invest, invest. So as soon as you get your HP back, I need you to think, where do I need to invest my time to create space for my team? So let's see what you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right now, where's the next investment?
Either go to the truck thing on the left and maybe pressure the Wuyang, or go to the first column there on the right, that corner.
It's a little awkward, but you got to commit.
Yeah, I saw
Trolling.
D.Va was low, so I just...
Trolling, right? This is the classic mistake. Oh, the character that has a mitigation cooldown mobility is low. Surely I can finish this thing off. And what happens is she flies out, she gets pocketed, and then the Hanzo one-shots your backline. You had nothing to do with this. You will have nothing to do with this. Take space instead. You get what I'm saying? This is the take what your lane does. Now you're like, oh, I don't like this. This feels so awkward. Well, then you should have chose a different lane, right? If you don't like this rotation, you should have chosen a different lane. You've chosen it. You made your bed. Lie in it. Make it work. Because now, right? Shocker. Who would have thought? You get the DMAC that you had nothing to do with, but the Hanzo gets the space. And so what does Hanzo do with that space? Death. Good. Keep going. Good. Keep going. Now hold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where now? Because now we have time to rethink our investments. Because we're between fights. Where to now? What do you think?
Maybe that room on the left there, because that might be an awkward angle for them to push.
Like here?
Someone. I don't know. Yeah.
You could. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. It's a terrible point. It's just terrible. It's so naked, you know? But something to think about. But we don't need to be on cart right now. There's absolutely no reason for us to be in cart. In fact, the reason why your supports are so far back is why. Why is everybody so far back here?
Because everyone has angles to shoot at them. I'm not really securing any space.
Correct. Remember the rule. When does Reinhardt push cart? When does Reinhardt deal with objective?
When my team isn't on it.
Right, when your team is controlling the space for you. You see what I'm saying? Because if this is me, because I'm a bit of a feeder on support, right? I'm Kiriko, I'm here. I'm already here, right? Or I'm here. Or I'm doing something silly here. In which case, I'm controlling that space for you. I just need you to push cart and hold shield. You get what I'm saying? But that's not happening here. You must take space. You must be here. You must be here. You must be here. You must be here. You must be somewhere now. It has to be now. Your Mei is doing a great job. Your Mei has honestly been carrying the space control of this game because she's the only one controlling lanes. Don't worry about it. Just hold the space. I appreciate the pin attempt, but that's okay. You know, at least you're pulling attention this direction so that this ain't... It feels weird, but you're opening up opportunities for your Bastion. But you need to get off of the open space, right? So, like, you need to commit that rotation either to the backside of cart or commit it to here. You've committed to left, so commit to left. Don't float back over here. You're just giving that D.Va an angle on you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Commit. Left. All the way. Oh, God. You know what we call that one in the business? We call that one cheating. As in, I don't really take an angle. I don't really earn my pin engage. I just run it right down the middle of the enemy team.
Yeah.
Could you have gone, what if you go here and you hold shield? Then what do you go? You go here. You hold shield, right? Then what happens if you go to here and pin through here?
You catch them off guard.
It feels better, right? Even if you, there's a higher chance of you living and a higher chance of you getting a kill, right? Is it always going to be the best play? I don't know. That's your call. But
yeah, I think this is more of a tilt pin, honestly.
Yeah, of course, because you're not being strategic about this. Like, look at this freaking. The problem with this pin is look what's not on our screen. For crying out loud, you just like this. This is where you were. This is your job. You cannot let her be here. You know, at least uncontested. So like you've pinned N. Oh, look at all the space that I've created. But what's the problem with that? Sojourn still has her angle. Kiriko still has her angle. You see what I'm saying? You've done nothing. All you've done is you served the distraction. You've not compressed their space. If you go back to New Queen Street, the fights where you played well, it's when we could literally draw a circle around the enemy team and see that circle compress as you rotated around and then pinned. This circle, as if anything, is expanded as you died. You see it?
Yeah.
Now, you do create a distraction that allows for this, but it's really your DPS having to pull miracles out of the hat for things to work. And it's a good play from your Bastion. But it's not a play that he can live with consistently. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep, get him out. Your job. Even the details. If you're going to pin Wuyong here, how do you pin Wuyong? Again, here. You cannot let him swing wide on you. Why? Because he keeps the angle. If you pin from here, where does he have to disengage?
To the right.
To the right. So then what do you do from that? Well, I just hold shield. Shove into a corner. Think about it from the Wuyong's perspective. Why is rotating this way so incredibly bad from his position?
He has to go through all that open space.
Correct. And so do you. But you're like, I'm going to go to the open space. You see it? It's wrapping around. So I appreciate you going for the Wuyong because he's absolutely the problem for you. That's your job. But how you did it needs to be better. Where's your rotation from here? Same thing, right? Same thing. Get the here again. Now, if you had changed your mind and gone here, that's fine. But you got to commit. I have no idea how that hit, but we'll take it, I guess. Is this making sense?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I want to see. My awareness might be an issue as well. Like in the game, my awareness.
What do you mean?
Contributing to. Like I might not be aware of where the enemy is positioned, and kind of like with the Sombra thing on New Queen Street. Like I didn't know she was behind me.
Well, but
Like
that's
stuff
because
like that.
that's because you're not training it properly. Because you're not thinking about these things. You're not aware of it because it's not important to you.
Yeah.
When you're taking a lane and you're like, I need to rotate, I need to clear out the space here, that needs to become a skill for you. You need to put attention to that, right? So like right now, what's important to you? Is Weirang important to you? No. D.Va, no. Sojourn, no. Who's important to you right now?
Kiri Hanzo.
Kiri Hanzo. Why? Because they're on your lane. Now you chose, instead of going from here to here to here, you chose to flip the map and go over here. And you know what? I like that. I like the space a lot better as Reinhardt. There's a lot more cover here. What should you do right now?
Hold that corner.
Hold the corner. Do not let this angle, this flank be used by... we're doing the 30-minute replay review, yellow all over again. But this is your space. You cannot let this lane be controlled. You are number one. Shove him into the locker. And if you see an opportunity, sure. But this is... Do you see how nice and cozy this is for your backline right now? It's beautiful. And for people like Budgie that are going to try to retake space anyway, do you see how incredibly risky this is for the Kiriko to do this? Good. This is great. This is huge. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And for the Sojourn to take space, she has to go all the way across the map without a pocket. Now, is this your problem?
No.
No, it's not your problem. This is your problem. So guess what? We're going to be swinging on D.Va a lot. It's fine with me. Yeah, good. Like that. Good use of your shield. And there it is. You see it? This is just textbook.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the circle. Remember the circle. We have the one little microbe that broke the amoeba, and everybody else is just freaking sat here. They're stuck. Nobody can dislodge you. I mean, you're not even scared now, are you? Right? You're like, come on. Oh. Probably could just shield there. I don't think anybody's going to fall for that, right? Just shield. It's still not the end of the world. Just shield. Yeah, you misplayed that one mechanically. We could have held the angle, just held shield, fire strike, shield, fire strike. And if you can pull the matrix towards you or towards anybody else, like your Bash and mate are going to feast. But yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit of a mechanical misplay. I think your supports are also really slow to help. No, your supports are here. Just mechanics from you. That was fine. But this is good. This is like, I want to clarify that this is not performed perfectly from you, like in terms of how you're using your CDs and such, but this is strategically perfect. And you see it. It feels right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Two things. We got to keep working on take the angle that is advantageous for you. Use your mobility more often than not, depending on the situation. But yes. And then crucially, with whatever lane or angle that you choose to, I want to see you commit to deepening or shallowing or controlling the space. I don't want you just standing in the middle of nowhere. I want you committing to a side and clearing out that side respectfully. That's your consistency of value. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And Dive will do a really good job exposing that, because Dive will go, oh, you're not contesting left, you're not contesting right. We're going to get the pincer every time onto your backline. Every time. Do you have any questions? I know we talked about a ton here, but do you have any questions?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything majorly mechanical. I think probably your shatters. I think you're getting a little too greedy for shatters. You always migrate towards main and go for the biggest slam. Just take what's given on your lane. Like, you'll find yourself doing what we talked about with like the Weirang D.Va, Hanzo, whatever, just slamming whatever's on your face just to guarantee win that duel. And the best part about it is that the enemy team is stupid. They'll panic because they'll see like their Sojourn or Hanzo getting solo slammed across the map, and they'll do what you did, and they'll cross the map trying to help them, which will kill them every time.
Sometimes there are situations where sometimes I'll just like purposely solo shatter someone to like bait trance or like bait or fortify or something.
Yeah, and it'll pull people out of position. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying, right? Like, you'll pull people way out to go deal with that, and then they're gonna get they're screwed. Right? They're screwed. So okay. All right, mate.